2 weeks ago, an I-Team report on reckless driving highlighted comments by a Wisconsin Department of Transportation spokesperson saying that traffic calming measures don't necessarily work. Well, now the agency is coming out to reaffirm its intentions of impacting reckless driving. The I-Team's Sean Gallagher sat down with DOT Secretary Craig Thompson and Mayor Cavalier Johnson to discuss the partnership between the city and the state.
While reckless driving is considered a statewide problem, it is acutely centered here in Milwaukee. Since 2017, more than 3,000 people have died in car crashes across the state. That's according to the Wisconsin Traffic Operations and Safety Laboratory, known as TOPS, at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Nearly 15% of those, or roughly 1 in 7, happened here in Milwaukee County. So when a DOT spokesperson said that some traffic calming measures don't always work, that struck a chord with people here in Cream City. Going through the city's north side, it's hard to tell this is a city street.
It's a freeway. It's a speed zone. It's crazy. It's reckless. It's hit and run. They hit you and keep going like roadkill.
Tyrone and Terry live near 35th and Capitol, an area well known for reckless driving. According to data from the Wisconsin TOPS lab, since 2010, a dozen people have been killed in crashes on Capitol Drive within a half-mile from here. So when they hear things like this,
reducing the efficiency of a roadway doesn't make it safer necessarily.
As African Americans, it reinforces the feeling that government agencies like the Department of Transportation don't have their best interests in mind.
Come on, man. That's a no. They do not. Simple as that. Having said that, I guess a lot of people, including myself, is kind of, used to not getting assistance that we otherwise would get, if we were in Whitefish Bay or Brookfield. Nothing's really being done. Everyone says we're going to bring change, but nothing's changed. It's changing for the worse.
We do know that engineering solutions have worked in other cities, whether it's road diet, whether it's curb extensions and all that. But we do need to do modeling to make sure every road is different.
Secretary Craig Thompson with the Department of Transportation sat down with me and Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson to discuss DOT's efforts at having equitable reckless driving solutions.
We're very familiar with the fact that back when the interstate system was put down, that communities of color were not at the table. We need to be talking and listening, not just talking, but listening to the communities that we're going to be doing these things. And that pertains to safety countermeasures as well.
I'm happy to hear the Secretary talk about the support of his agency for the efforts that we're taking on the ground to curb reckless driving. They've been great partners, and we're looking forward to continued partnership.
When it comes to traffic calming measures, Thompson says DOT relies on data to figure out what measure would be the best for a specific area. Because, for example, what works in Hales Corners won't necessarily fix 27th and Center.
So we do have to look at that, because a road is a road is a road is not true. Specifically when we talk about Capitol Drive or Fond du Lac Avenue or National Drive, we need to look at some of these countermeasures, whether it's the curb extensions or whether it's a road diet, and we need to do some modeling so that we're looking at it specifically for that corridor. And we've committed that we're going to move forward, and we're going to do that.
Secretary Thompson and Mayor Johnson both spoke of the partnership that comes with a shared goal of making Milwaukee roads safer for everyone. That partnership comes with funding the city of Milwaukee needs in order to make change.
Without additional resources from the state, without additional sort of opportunities, we're not in a position to make the investments that we know are needed on the ground.
I mean, that's a cry for help from the city of Milwaukee. How do you respond to let the people that are dying on the streets because of reckless driving, how do you let them know that you're there?
By working together with the city, with the mayor's engineer, with their director of public works. There is an acute problem here. Too many people are dying, and we need to be a good partner with the city to do everything we can to change that. And some of that's engineering, some of that's enforcement, and some of that is education.
Thompson says the DOT is committed to studies that will address reckless driving and the racial inequities that past transportation projects may have created. Reporting for the I-Team, I'm Sean Gallagher.